as the starry sky sparkles all around us. Let's go to the land of BeddyByes, where everything is soft, glowing, and dreamy. This is MeMo, a cutie moon creature with floppy ears and a twinkly nose. And this is Baba, a giggly floating star who loves to hum lullabies. One night, Baba noticed something strange. MeMo wasn't in his usual spot, shining in the night sky. She floated over to his moon cloud to see what was wrong. "Why aren't you shining tonight, MeMo?" Baba asked. Her twinkling echoed through the darkness. "I can't seem to fall asleep," MeMo mumbled, burying his face in his paws. His usually shiny eyes were droopy and dull. Baba giggled. "Maybe you haven't heard a Yawny Yarn yet." MeMo looked up in confusion. "Oh, what now?" "Yawny Yarns, silly," Baba said. "They're special sleepy time stories whispered by sleepy creatures in Star Meadow. When you snuggle up to a fluff ball, they magically shrink and become a soft ball to cuddle. The perfect bedtime treat after a long day of shining." MeMo's eyes widened with excitement. "Can we fly to the meadow right now? Please, please, please?" Of course, Baba beamed. She took MeMo's hand, and together they floated gently through the sky. The darkness turned to twilight and then to a deep indigo, as the sun set behind the hills. Soon, the first stars began to glimmer and wink awake. When they passed by the glowing trees, their leaves sparkled like a million tiny lanterns. And when they flew past the yawning flowers, their petals stretched wide in sleepy smiles. Finally, they arrived at Star Meadow, a field full of magical fluff balls floating on beams of moonlight. It was like a sea of sparkling dreams. Suddenly, a fluffy white shape zoomed past them, leaving a trail of glittery stardust. "Did you see that?" MeMo gasped, his eyes wide with wonder. "That must be one of the sleepy fluffs," Baba said, her voice hushed with awe. "The fluffiest and softest ball of all." Just then, a tiny snore echoed through the meadow. Baba and MeMo followed the sound until they saw a small snail sleeping soundly on a leaf. Its shell was the color of polished onyx, and its tentacles were curled up like sleepy ribbons. "Excuse me," Baba whispered, but the snail just snored louder. Startled, MeMo took a step back. "Are you sure it's okay to wake him up?" he asked nervously. "Don't worry, MeMo," Baba soothed. "Sleepy fluffs are always happy to share their yarn." Taking a deep breath, Baba nudged the snail with her stardust beam. The snail twitched its tentacles and opened one giant, glistening eye. "Oh, hello," it said in a raspy voice. "What brings you to my humble abode?" "We're here for a Yawny Yarn, if you have one to spare," Baba replied politely. The snail yawned, revealing a swirl of pearly pink inside its shell. "A yarn, you say? I do have one tucked under my shell. It's a sleepy tale about a little starberry bush that grew beneath the Milky Way. Every night, little Mo, Luna, and Lilo counted the stars while sipping sweet starberry juice. One night they counted 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 stars, but they couldn't stop, so they kept counting until every last star twinkled to sleep. That's when they knew it was time for bed." The snail finished its story with a final snore. It wiggled its tentacles sleepily and curled back up for a nap. Gently, Baba gathered the sleepy tail into a glowing fluff ball for MeMo. "Thank you, Mr. Snail," she whispered. MeMo cradled the fluff ball close to his chest. It was warm and fuzzy, and he could feel the remnants of the snail's gentle snores still humming inside. As they flew away, another rustle in the bushes caught their attention. Peeking through the leaves, they saw a white rabbit with long, drooping ears. It was fast asleep with its mouth open wide. "Quick, MeMo, cover your eyes," Baba hissed. Hush bunnies are known for their super long yawns. And if you see one, well, you're in for a big surprise. Before MeMo could ask any questions, Baba nudged the rabbit with her stardust beam. The rabbit twitched its whiskers and opened one sleepy eye. "Did someone say yawn?" it asked in a hoarse voice. "We're here for a Yawny Yarn, if you have one, to share," Baba said cautiously. The rabbit nodded slowly. "Of course, child. Come closer and listen well."
Once upon a time, there was a little firefly named Flicker.
He loved to zoom and twirl through the night sky, but not a single creature had ever blinked longer than Flicker. Now, he wasn't bragging or anything, because blinking is a very serious business. But he was quite proud of his impressive lids. He would wink at the clouds, squeeze his eyes shut for hours, even cross his eyes for fun. You know, just the usual stuff. Anyway, One night, as he was practicing his longest blink yet, he noticed a shooting star streaking across the sky. Without thinking twice, he squeezed his eyes shut tighter. To his surprise, he could still see the star. Puzzled, he tried again. And again, no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't beat his previous blink record. Feeling disappointed, he sighed a huge sigh, yawned a big yawn, and went straight to sleep. The end. The rabbit yawned again mid-yawn and slumped back down onto its haunches. As Baba collected the yarn, MeMo felt himself getting more and more sleepy. All those wonderful stories were like gentle waves washing over him, rocking him closer and closer to dreamland. She presented the new fluff ball to MeMo, who cradled it close. Its softness, combined with the fading echoes of the Hush Bunny's yarn, made him feel like his eyelids were made of stardust. With sleepy eyes, MeMo watched as the fluff balls twinkled and danced in the starlight. He felt a deep sense of peace and contentment wash over him, preparing him for a night of blissful slumber. Back on his moon cloud, MeMo snuggled into the softest fluff ball of all. Baba sat beside him, gently weaving the Yawny Yarns into a glowing dream blanket. The blanket shimmered with stardust, reflecting the twinkling stars above. As she worked, she hummed a soft lullaby, her voice like the tinkling of celestial bells. With each stitch, the blanket grew larger, enveloping MeMo in a cocoon of warmth and magic. Finally, Baba stepped back to admire her work. The dream blanket was a masterpiece, a tapestry of shimmering light woven with sleepy magic. Gently, she draped it over MeMo, tucking it in around his paws and ears. MeMo looked up at her, his eyes filled with gratitude. He snuggled deeper into the blanket as a wave of drowsiness washed over him. He felt his eyelids growing heavy, and the rhythm of Baba's humming lulled him into a peaceful slumber. He let out the biggest yawn in the sky, and a shooting star zipped by in celebration. As the lullaby echoed through the cosmos, MeMo drifted off to sleep, the dream blanket enveloping him in a cocoon of starlight. Meanwhile, Baba watched over him with a gentle smile. She continued humming, her song a soothing melody that cradled MeMo in its embrace. The melody flowed around him, chasing away any lingering bits of restlessness and replacing them with sweet dreams. As the night deepened, the stars twinkled with a soft, steady glow, mirroring the tranquility that settled over MeMo. The scene was one of pure serenity, a moment of perfect peace in the vast expanse of the night sky. The screen fades to sparkling stars, gentle music, and a soft whisper. Good night, little star. See you in the next BeddyByes. And with that, the land of BeddyByes faded into a peaceful slumber, waiting for the next bedtime adventure.